Hey, all you groovy peoples out there. We are in the grooving 60s right now. And I got some comments. Well, one of the reasons why I'm doing the Purple People Eater was because Glenda Wilson made a comment that we were talking about favorite songs, and she made a comment that one of the funniest ones that she remembered was the Purple People Eater. And it's described in the song. I looked it up, I tried to look up images of it, and there's like all different kinds of ways that people have portrayed it, but there are certain main things that are described in the song. So I'm going to try and make one. Okay, comments. So this past week or so, we've been building up to on this 60s theme. See, I'm a child of the 60s. And when I say child, I mean child. I was a young adult and a teen in the 70s. Okay, I asked about songs that people liked, and Carla Sherman, she listed a bunch that she really loved, and they're all good. Everything's good. Sweet Caroline, that is a Neil Diamond song from back then. It was a great big hit. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It's respect, but it's not said as respect. It's spelled out. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. In the song. That was by... I don't want to be wrong. Maybe Gladys Knight and the Pips. I'm not real sure on that. But anyway, one of them groups. Heard It Through the Grapevine. That was another great one. These are all pretty much way up there on the hit, the hits of the day. Eleanor Rigby. And she says, anything by Barbra Streisand and her Color Me album. Which, I don't know what all songs were on there, but I imagine like, never mind, I'll cut that part out. But anything from anything from Barbra Streisand's Color Me album. And the song Alley Oop Oop. And that was another one. It wasn't anybody eating anybody like in Color People Eater, or the Purple People Eater, but it was a fun song. Okay, next. Carla Sherman again. She says, oh my gosh, this is about things you remember from the 60s. And she said, memory lane, poodle skirts, Batman. This was the Batman, I don't know if you could find it, this was the TV series Batman. And Smothers Brothers, they were a comedy duo it was a brothers team, and they were a comedy duo. One was the straight guy, and the other guy would just play dumb all the time. But if you watch the two guys in the Sonic commercial, Smothers Brothers knockoff, I swear, and Gunsmoke. You can see that on the Me TV as well. These are just really fun things. Oh, she was in a classroom in San Antonio, Texas, when they announced over the intercom that President Kennedy had been shot. It was very disturbing. To this day, when they play a rerun of Walter Cronkite's announcement that President Kennedy had been shot and later that he had been dead, that he was dead. It was just, and the image of Jackie. Jackie did not change her clothes. And he was shot in the head. So you can imagine what she had on her clothes. There was, brain matter and all that. But she did not. She refused. She said, I want them to see what they've done. I think she later regretted making that decision, but Lyndon B. Johnson was then inaugurated on Air Force One on the way back. And Jonestown, I had said it was in Africa. She said she thought it was in South America, which is very possible. Jonestown was one of those cults. He started out as a Baptist preacher, and somehow everything went to his head. He became a megalomaniac, and he convinced his followers that he was the prophet. And it was so devastating because the whole cult, there were only a few that survived. They were about to be raided, and they had prepared for that possibility, and even the children, they gave them all poisoned Kool-Aid. It was so devastating. We talked about the miniskirts. I had discussed the miniskirts, and the 60s the miniskirts were almost up, just showing the lower cheek, the bottom of it. And I remember girls sitting down at their desk in school and just trying to tug it as far down as they could. And so, but my mom would not hear of me wearing a miniskirt. Glenda Wilson said my dad wouldn't let me wear a miniskirt or short shorts. Yeah, they had short shorts then too. I didn't get to wear those either. I would go to my friend's house and wear hers sometimes. You have flower power. Flower power was the big deal of the day. That's why we made the flower. Yes, it is the next day. And I ended up having to to finish the purple people eater and then bake him. So it was really late. So this morning, you get to see the end product. To subscribe, click that notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and comment below. What do you think of that purple people eater? Other icons of the 60s, if you want to add them. And be sure to smile and wave at whoever you run into. Or just walk up and say hello or hi. We'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Good night. Good day. Good morning.